President Biden has secured his first two judicial confirmations just yesterday, setting off the push by Democrats to fill numerous federal judgeship vacancies in an attempt to try to rebalance the courts after 4 years of the Trump administration. With some Republican support, both Julian Xavier Niels and Regina Rodriguez were confirmed to district court judges in New Jersey and Colorado, respectively. Democrats plan to confirm President Biden's first appeals court nominee this week as they make their way through more than 100 vacancies on the federal bench. We're back with Neil and Matt. Neil, if there was a model created by the last White House for anything, it was Don McGahn, then White House counsel's pipeline with Mitch McConnell to speed confirm federal judges. It's my understanding that that is one thing that this administration is seeking to emulate.
Yeah, it's not just, Nicole, I think the speed of confirmations. I think it's the composition. So Donald Trump really did nominate some of the most brilliant conservative judicial candidates around. If I took a legal pad out right after Trump was elected and put the 20 leading conservative lawyers on that legal pad, I would say 15 are now on the courts of appeals. He missed almost no one. And that's the model that I think the Democrats should be emulating, not just fast confirmations, but quality, in terms of people who are able to persuade. I see it all the time. I'm in federal court, particularly the appeals court, a lot. And we are fighting with one hand tied behind our back because we have not sent up those types of nominees who have the intellectual firepower, who know how to persuade. Trump did set that up. And that's why, like this Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, that is going to be confirmed, it looks like, in the next few days up for the Court of Appeals, is 100% a step in the right direction. She's amazing.
Matt Miller, I just want to put up the numbers. They do tell an extraordinary story. These are Senate federal judicial confirmations by president. Donald Trump in one term, 245. President Obama in two terms, 334. George W. Bush in two terms, 340. Bill Clinton in two terms, 387. I take Neil's point, but there was a pace that had an impact. And you look at so many of these issues, reproductive freedoms, guns, so many of them end up before packed courts, packed by Republicans. How important is this politically for Democrats?
It's critically important, and it's critically important that they move with speed. The one non-renewable resource that any administration has is time. And for something like confirming judges, specifically, the non-renewable resource you have is Senate floor time. There's just only so much Senate floor time to go around, especially when you think of the fact that we have a 50-50 Senate that could be gone after the midterms. Hopefully not, but it could be. It could even be gone, tomorrow if there's a vacancy. So you have to move as quickly as possible. And you really have to give both Senator Schumer the credit for making this a priority and for the White House for signaling very early on, before Joe Biden was even sworn in, that this was going to be a priority to move quickly. And I think the other thing you have to give him credit for is for insisting on nominees who don't just meet these kind of qualifications that Neil said, who are not just brilliant nominees, but also are diverse. I mean, I think one of the worst things that Trump did is that his nominees, not just, of course they were conservatives, a Republican president, I can't criticize him for that. They were 84% white and 76% male in a country that is 40% non-white. Yeah. And the White House has made clear from the beginning, they want diverse nominees, not just racial and ethnic diversity, but they want diversity of profession too, not just prosecutors and people from big law firms. No offense to them, they deserve spots on the bench, but also people from public interest law, public defenders, people from the criminal defense bar. It was a priority that Dana Remus, the White House counsel, set, and you've seen Senator Schumer say the same thing. I think it's critical that we add that kind of ideological diversity to the bench as well.